Hey guys, it's Greg and Joe here from Ritual Gaming, and we're going to talk today about the best bundle you can buy for your money, what's going to take you the furthest in the game, what's going to be best for you even really. And now before we continue with this video, I just want to let you know that the whole point of this is really your minimum investment, kind of a semi free to play player is what we're calling them, and kind of maximizing your efficiency with that bundle, taking it as far as possible, getting as high up on the arena ranks as possible, clearing as many galactic wars as possible, getting as deep into the story mode as you can. So one of the first things we wanted to talk about is just why buy a bundle in the first place. And Joe, what do you think about the progression through the game and how a bundle changes that?
Well, I guess the if you're coming at it from a pure free-to-play angle, then the first 30 to 40 levels of this game can be a bit of a grind, and they're not really throwing anything very challenging at you, and you're kind of just cruising through it and refreshing and cruising through it, and it's giving you levels as fast as you're going through them. It's refreshing your energy as you level up, and you're just kind of on a treadmill for the first little bit. And really, the benefit of getting a bundle is so you can accelerate through the areas that later will be important, such as the arena, Galactic Wars, and the Cantina. And yeah, so really, it's about again, like you said, maximum efficiency.
Yeah, exactly. And I think in order for your maximum efficiency to happen is in this game, I think people look at it in the first kind of thing where you can collect as many characters as you want. You're excited because it's Star Wars and you want to get the guys that you like.
Mhm.
But kind of as you progress through the game, you realize that you really need to focus on a core group of guys that you're going to be leveling up as much as you can. Now, let's look at the guys that you start with. Kind of your even if you haven't bought in a bundle at all, who are the guys, Joe, that you think are kind of the tier one of those guys that you start with for free completely?
Yeah, so everyone who picks up the game is gonna get 7 or 8 guys for sure, and I think we can split them into 2 tiers: guys that you might want to keep around, and guys who are pretty much useless.
Terrible.
Yeah, terrible, real shit. And in the top tier, I would say maybe the number one guy you're going to get given is the Jedi Consular. Um, he's a healer. He's got pretty decent stats. He's just an all-round good guy to have in your team. And if you put some time into leveling him, it'll pay back in the long run.
Yeah, it's not a
Um,
waste.
yeah, he's probably my number one. After that, I would say maybe Talia. She has the benefit of being one of the only dark side healers. So when you're going through dark side levels and the early dark side hard mode levels, you're going to find your guy starting to die, and she's your only real chance of getting them back. She
I'm
has
sure you guys have
that's
noticed too, they're really difficult if you don't have her.
yes. She does have the downside of being kind of suicidal. She likes to, cut herself and uh, and then make everyone feel good about it. I don't know how that works out, but it does, and that's so she's pretty good. She's worth putting a bit of time into. Chewie, he's also good. He's your first taunt, and like what with these guys they're giving to you, they're giving you one of each kind of archetype. So you're going to get a healer, you're going to get a taunt, you're going to get an attacker, you're going to get a support character, and Chewie's your first taunt. And tactically, he's very handy, and he can just soak up bullets and help you get through levels and arena as well.
Yeah, and really as you're progressing through the game, and also just so if you don't know, as you progress through the game up until I'd say about level 30, they offer you a few different bundles. So throughout this series, we're going to talk about all those different bundles, and you'll know which one's coming up, and you won't jump in at something you don't want really. Chewy, though, I mean, you can see here on this account that we have, he's almost in purple gear. He's still had a little focus on him. Even if you do get a bundle, he is a great guy to put some gear towards.
And I'd say the last of the sort of upper tier guys would be Jawa.
Yeah,
Uh, he's just the kind of all round decent guy. He's real cute. He's got nice stats. He's got that area of effect attack, which is aimed at using against droids, but it's handy against everyone. He's just okay. He's fine.
yeah. And keep in mind, we're just talking about the free to play characters. Like, this obviously isn't the best. Now
Yeah,
let's get to the kind of tier two of these guys. I think your tier two attackers that you're really going to have is your clone sergeant on the light side and your snow trooper on the dark side, which are both horrendous
yeah, just
characters.
trash, just hot steaming pile of street trash. They're
The
garbage.
worst.
Yeah,
You shouldn't put any time, no investment into this. I mean, when I first started playing and I hadn't bought a bundle, I remember feeling like I should put some kind of resources, some equipment, some, because resources, your energy is a resource even too, right? You have to choose what levels you're going to play to get which gear. And I put some into Clone Sergeant, and that was terrible,
yeah.
terrible waste. So, Clone Sergeant, who else do we have in the second tier free to play guys?
Royal Guard and Ewok, who are I'd probably put slightly ahead of Snow Trooper and Sergeant.
Sure.
Royal Guard, a weak attacker, but hangs around, so can be handy for you getting those early 3 stars. And Ewok just does a little bit of damage and is generally kind of handy. But all in all, these 4 characters we just discussed, you can use them until you don't need them anymore, and then just toss them in the bin.
Yeah, and keep in mind too, if you do buy one of the bundles that only comes with maybe 1 to 3 characters, you're gonna need a couple of these guys because you have to bring 5 characters into the levels.
Yeah, certainly on my account, the Royal Guard hung around until later than I would have liked, but I just had no one else who could fill his spot or
Yeah.
her spot. Who knows who's under that weird robe?
Me too. Actually, you know what? We could be revealing some Star Wars facts that we just don't know. Maybe they're like all chicks, and
Yeah,
everyone's like, "How do you not know that?"
yes. Ewoks, they're all girls. They don't have males. They're just monosexual.
Okay, so the next part that we want to talk about then is how you're going to be able to spend your resources that you're given in this game progressively a lot more efficiently. So the first one we should look at is Arena. Now, Arena opens up almost as soon as you start playing the game. And if you get a bundle right away, one of the bundles that are offered to you quite early on in the game, you can climb the arena rank ladder, whatever you want to call it, very quickly.
Yeah, you kill it. You just fly
Yeah.
up there.
And the account that we're showing you right now on the screen, this account had a droids bundle bought pretty early on, and it's rank 1 right now. It's just sails through everything solely because you can focus so much more of your resources. And now Arena, for people that might have just started in the game, is when you're playing against other people's teams, but of course they're not being played by the person, they're being played by the AI. And so if you have a strong team early on, you can climb those ranks and you will get to, as you can see on the screen here, shipments. And arena shipments, you can invest into characters that you already have in your bundle. For example, if you buy the droids bundle, you could get HK-47. If you buy the heroine bundle, you can have a Sage. Or if you want to just go the other way, you could also focus on Sidious, which, Joe, is Sidious any good? What do you think?
Um, Everyone seems to think so.
I've
Yeah,
heard he's okay.
he is everywhere, and definitely one of the go-to, especially for free-to-play players. You just hammer Sidious until he pretty much gets to 7 stars.
Yeah.
He's just the man.
Yeah. And so Arena, you just get a lot more Arena tokens, and you're gonna love it. It's gonna feel good, right? Because you got a lot more stuff to spend.
And you're beating real people.
Yeah.
Real people's team.
Showing them who's boss with
Yeah,
your little investment.
yeah.
All right. After that, you have the Cantina shipments, which you guys might have already played a couple levels of, and the Cantina shipments, they come in like a drip. There's not a lot of them. They take a long time, especially if you're not buying crystals or anything like that. If we're going to assume in this video that you've just bought the bundle, you don't want to buy anything else. So these come in slow. However, who do you think people should look at in Cantina shipments, Joe?
I really struggled with the Cantina because there's a lot of really good characters in here. You've got Old Daka, you've got Poe Dameron, you've got and a ton of other guys. Even Qui-Gon, they've just unlocked recently, who's really quick to grind out from this, and you get a pretty good Jedi guy in your team. Um, I I would say with Cantina, I wish that I had waited. That I once I had my bundle, which I didn't buy until a bit later, I'd already blown a whole bunch of Cantina little Orby things on guys. I now they're just sitting there a quarter of the way to completion and been abandoned, and they could have been going somewhere more efficient. And this is all about efficiency, right? So
Mm.
this is really going to depend on what bundle you buy. So I'd probably say watch this space, and watch the further bundle videos. And once you know
Yeah.
which you're going for, then you'll know which one you want to spend your Cantina shipments on. Whereas with Arena, it's pretty clear. There's two or three guys in there that are good, and the rest is trash, pretty much. So this one's tough. Hold on, and if you decide to go droids, maybe you're going to go for Poe. If you decide to go with Jedi's, or you decide to go with the heroines, then yeah, it's a tough one. This one. So
Yeah.
hold on to those precious points until you know what you want, because
I
you'll only
think
regret it once you've spent them.
I think too it's important to note that the Cantina levels are quite difficult at first if you don't have a good team, right? They take a while to progress through, and if you have bought a bundle, Cantina allows you to use any team you want. You're not constricted by dark side or light side, and so a bundle allows you to progress through that further. And one of the other kind of resources that we're not really going to fully address, but each different Cantina level offers you shards of a character. For example, Chewie, Luke Skywalker, Talia, or Genosian Soldier, they're all in the first.
Mm-hmm.
And so, if you're going to really focus on min maxing your energy that you're using, you can be focusing on one or two of those levels to get shards for those guys while you're using your Cantina shipment points to get another guy.
Mm-hmm.
So let's look at our very last one is Galactic War. Now this opens up when you're at level 40. So a lot of people that are watching this video, you probably haven't seen it yet. Now, Joe, why don't you introduce Galactic War for us?
So Galactic War is this. It's very different to any of the other modes really in the game, in that your life and ability resets carry over to the next game. So, say you're on half life and you just used your special ability on the last wave of the previous level, you're going to start that next level with your ability still uncharged and your guys at half health. So, it's a very different mode and requires very specific team builds to be regularly successful in. At the beginning, you'll find you can kind of cruise through it, even with the free characters that are given to you. But what bundle you choose to buy will really affect how effective you are in this mode. Definitely, when you're looking at bundles that contain healers, or the only bundle rather that contains a healer, versus the ones that are more attack based, which will help you more in something like, say, Arena, which is one on one, one round, winner stays, winner goes up, loser goes down. Simple as that.
Yeah.
So Galactic War itself requires specific teams, but if you can succeed, you get a whole ton of rewards. And so, in terms of early game farming and leveling your characters, this is maybe one of the most sort of bountiful modes.
Absolutely. And as you can see here on the screen, the further you progress through Galactic War, the more rewards you get. So if you have a bundle that includes a healer, there's only one, it's the heroine bundle. Or if you have a bundle that just has really tanky guys, those guys can get a little bit further through Galactic War. And then therefore, when you go to these shipments, and you use your Galactic War tokens, these little green guys that you get, you have a lot of different characters. And all of these characters are really good. Like you got Phasma in here, he's amazing. Poggle the Lesser, Luminara,
My boy.
Dacha, he's okay. IG86, these guys are characters that are really used in a lot of different comps. And so it's very efficient early on to be fully clearing Galactic War. It's not really realistic to do it every time because I'm sure we'll explain this in another video. You guys have seen kind of the way that you get matched up in Galactic War is a little different, but it's worth it to give it your best shot at first. So, all right, let's go on now to, all right, faster hard modes. So, as you can see in the PvE portion of the game, and early on you're just going through the normal parts, but if you want you can go to the hard modes. And if you have a team that's doing well, you can get through these hard modes pretty easily and you can get up to the hard modes that you want. Now you can see on this account I got to 2F and this was a droid account, so I was done with it and I didn't even progress past 3A because it wasn't important. But if you have guys that give you good dark side synergy or good light side synergy, you can get through these hard modes pretty easily, and you can get to the guys where you want to farm their shards. And if you look here at 2F, you can farm IG86 shards 3 times a day for 12 energy. And really, if you're min-maxing, you can try and kill 2 birds with 1 stone, where you have one light side hard mode that you're farming and one dark side hard mode that you're farming. And with those total 6 levels combined throughout the day for 12 energy, each time you do it, then you can complete a whole bunch of quests at the exact same time.
Yeah, and every shard is a little joy unto itself. So
Exactly.
yeah, so there's certain guys in here that are really good. Won't go too much into who they are. You know, it's going to depend on what you want. But guys like Dooku, guys like IG86, these are all guys and characters that you're probably going to want at some point.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And all right, let's finish it up now with better arena rating and galactic war clears. Now we've already kind of touched on this, but I really want to say that when you get up to the really higher parts of arena rating, then you're getting a lot of rewards. Not only getting arena tokens, but you're also getting crystals, right? And those crystals can be used in any way you want to benefit your comp, which really helps with, as I said, your efficiency. Now, the arena tokens, if we go back to there, they can be used on a lot of different things, as we said before, and they'll just really help you with advancing quickly through it. What do you think, Joe?
Yeah, I mean, definitely the better you do in arena and galactic war, the faster you'll get guys up. And like we said at the beginning of the video, this is all about people who want to get maximum efficiency. So, you know, the more little crystals and little diamond things you got, the more guys you're unlocking, the faster you're starring them up. The better your team's getting, and it snowballs. And you know, the better you are in arena, the more people you crush in arena, and the further you go. And it definitely picks up momentum, and you just keep getting better and better and better.
Yeah, that's definitely the right way to say it, is that as you get stronger in arena, get higher up on the rankings, or keep getting more galactic war clears, you're just doing better than everyone else on your server. Now, you might not be aware of this, but normally when you start a new account, that's going to be put on a relatively new server. So everyone else is in the same boat as you. They all have crap stuff. They all might have just bought their first bundle. So if you start really using your maximum efficiency for everything you're doing, you're going to be staying way ahead of those guys, and you're going to be start getting rank 1 to 10 on the arena ladder, clearing galactic wars, and you'll be getting all these resources, and that just furthers your snowball and makes it even harder for those guys to catch up. So we're going to discuss this more as we go on through this video series, and we're going to have a look at all the different bundles that you can get, and maybe the way you can mix and match them, or those type of things, and what free-to-play aspects will really work with those. All right. Thanks, guys. This is from Greg and Joe here at Ritual Gaming, and we'll catch you next time.
See you later.